All right, everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for the DISKO 4 challenge from picoCTF 2026 as part of their forensic set of challenges. The description says, can you find the flag in this disk image? This time I deleted the file. Let's see you get it now. Download the disk image here. Okay, so we've got a link that leads to a disk image that we need to investigate. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our environment in the workspace. So you can click on the orange Open in Workspace button, and this is going to open up a terminal. So this is a Linux CLI terminal, and what we want to do is we want to make it full screen, not full screen, in its own browser tab. We can do that by right-clicking on the terminal, and then selecting this frame, and then selecting Open Frame in New Tab. So that's going to open up the web shell in its own tab over here. And what we want to do is, well, let me get rid of some of these files that I already have first. Just a second. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create an environment where we can solve the challenge. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a directory called DISKO4 because that's the name of the challenge, and then we're going to enter that directory. After we do that, we're going to download the disk image. So over at Cylab, we're going to exit the workspace, and then we're going to hover over the link, right-click, and select Copy Link. Then we're going to go over to the web shell. Okay, we're going to wget space, and then paste in the file address, hit enter to download the file. So this is going to take a little bit of time because it's 20 megabytes. But then afterwards, we need to decompress this file because this is a GZ file, and GZ stands for gzip file. So we can unzip file or gunzip it to decompress the file. After that's done, then we can interact with the disk image. Let me just pull up my notes. Then we'll start talking about what's going on in here. Okay, so this is the picoCTF 2026 event. DISKO 4 is the challenge. And in this challenge, they want us to find a flag in the disk image, but the flag file was deleted. So how do we access deleted files? So what we're going to do is we're going to recover some deleted files, and we can use the sleuthkit fls command to locate deleted files in the disk image. So we're getting kind of ahead of ourselves. So we'll go back to the web shell here. And the first thing we like to do when we're investigating disk images is we need to take a look and see if there are multiple partitions on the disk with the mmls command. So there are no partitions on the disk, so it's all one partition. The next thing we want to do is we want to take a look at the files in the DISKO4 image over here, and we can see that there's a bunch of different files. Actually, there's not very many files, but if we wanted to access deleted files specifically inside of FLS, we would grep for a specific pattern, which is this asterisk over here. So there are two, according to FLS from the sleuthkit, there are two files that were deleted. And there's log messages, and there's log don't delete.gz. So what we want to do is we want to restore these files, and we can restore the files with the icat command. Just a second, we'll talk about how to do that. So with FLS, typically deleted files will have an asterisk beside the inode number. So there are two deleted files. So we use the FLS command, we look for those asterisks, and that points us at these two files. So what we're looking for is the don't delete.gz file, and we can recover it using the icat command. So all we need to do is run icat with the disk image file and the inode number. We'll redirect the contents of that file into a file called don't delete.gz. So that essentially recovers the file. So over here, we run icat DISKO 4.dd and then the inode number. So the inode number is this number over here. So 3532021. And what we're going to do is we're going to, if we do the command by itself, it gives us a GZ file. Well, the output of a GZ file. GZ files are binary files, and what we want to do is we just want to restore it back into its original form. So let's see. The file is called don't delete.gz. So what we're doing is we're running the icat command, and we're going to redirect the output into this file don't delete.gz. Okay, zcat can read gzip files directly. Zcat. I wonder if we have it on this terminal. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can. I'm not too sure whether or not zcat is like a standard command or not. Is it? Hold on, let me look this up. Is zcat a standard Linux command? Okay, zcat is a standard Linux command. It comes pre-installed on virtually all Linux distributions as part of the default gzip package. So let's see. So I guess you can just read whatever's in a gzip file using zcat. That's cool. I didn't know that before. Thank you very much for letting me know about that, SysOS. Okay, so the standard way of doing this is to first redirect this into a file with this command, and then we would g-unzip this file to get access to the files. So g-unzip don't delete.gz, and we see that this results in the file don't delete. If we take a look at this file, this is ASCII text. So it's an ASCII text file. We can read this directly, and we've got our flag over here. picoCTF del don't hide well. Del don't hide well. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to finish the challenge by copying the flag and then going back to the challenge and then pasting the flag over here and clicking on submit. Okay, all right, that was correct flag. Everybody, that was a guided walkthrough for the DISKO 4 challenge from picoCTF 2026 as part of their forensic series of challenges. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.